Hello and good evening. My name is John. We're here playing Grizzle Man. Grizzle Man? It's part of my Steam cleaning series with every game in my Steam library. Eventually, an arbitrarily rate and or review them until we do playtime. I don't quite know what the game is, but the game's out at random. Chapter 1, Claudia. This is released in December 2024 by LCB Studios. Got a low res, lo-fi. More than 13,000 kilometers from home. From your friends, from your university campus. 13,000 kilometers. You think about the number and wonder how many miles that is. It's like 900. Chloe, a French traveler you met in a hostel in Fairbanks, had taught you a quick way to convert it. Even though Chloe admitted her method wasn't exact, it was close enough. First, I numbered by to 10. The next step is to multiply the result by 6. So 1,300 times 6. I wasn't paying attention. In a country with different currency, another culture, another way of measuring distance. Oh my goodness. That's adult content. You met them at the same hostel as Chloe. Mike and Ava have been together for almost 2 years. You know they're from the United States, but you're not sure where exactly. When Ava mentioned the city they lived in, you didn't get it, and you felt too embarrassed to ask again. Embarrassed, you think. Something none of you ever felt remotely the night before. Booze, cigarette. Ooh. Now they were pushing you aside? Screw them. Who do you think they are? Hadn't they told you they were looking for new experiences? Or was it only when alcohol and weed could give them an easy excuse to do what they really wanted to do? You miss your family. It's hard to admit it. And as a psychology student, you try not to analyze it yourself. They arrived at the clearing a few minutes ago. Mike took off his clothes and ran straight into the water. You started to unbutton your pants, and Ava looked in your eyes and shook her head. Then she took off her clothes and stepped into the river. You wonder what's going on with Ava. Is she feeling threatened? Does she think your presence puts her relationships at risk? 13,000 kilometers. How many miles do you say that was? Far from home, you wonder what you would want to do with your life. Go back to your ex when you get home? Graduate and set up your own practice? Seeing the salmon had been your idea. Salmon travel huge distances against the current to complete their reproductive cycle. Are you a salmon too? You feel your pulse quicken, and the void in your pit of your stomach. Do you want to have kids? Start a family like your parents, your grandparents? Look at the stones and pick one. The bigger size, the better grip, the easier movement. What? I don't understand. I don't understand. What am I doing wrong? What? What is the goal of grabbing the stone? Guides. No guides. You can't pass the first minigame. It's bugged on anything that's 16 by 9. Learn to make the movement with the 50 peso coin. The one in the sand marked energy and deliberate, and one on the side. Moving coin between your knuckles lets you disappear in automation flow of the action, reducing your resistance to pattern movements. Huh? It's a The second you live like an eternity. You want to scream but can't. Just like thunder can't precede the lightning. Oh, jeez. You scream only when the light reveals what's going on. Run! Suddenly everything speeds up. Time seems to regain normal rhythm. All that matters is that whatever that is, it doesn't catch you. What? Where are they? Oh, okay. These are your brain slides I'm trying. I feel like it's getting closer. Ever and quicker as you're breathing. With every exhale, the thoughts pile up. Shouldn't you set down some cognitive functions? Let only the reptilian part of your brain take over? And focus on escaping whatever that is? The image of Ava assaults you like revelation. Is it wrong to run? Would you run if it had been someone else instead of Ava? What would it have done if it had been Chloe? Where? Oh. Okay, well. I got too far away. Wow. How about a tree trying to calm yourself? How could something like this be real? Could you be imagining it? Run. You start running again, this time without looking back. Hear a sob nearby. I have Mike's ball on the ground. Claudia? Branch pierces his leg, points to the treetop. They're trying to join the forest. Ava, I didn't want to. You didn't really know what to say to him. You think you catch a glimpse of shame in his eyes. Who are you to judge? You ran too. You hear a whistle. And something warm splashes on your face. Mike's eyes, so full of questions a moment ago, spin backwards like a macabre slot machine. Mike! Try not to think, but you know it's impossible. Mike and Ava are dead, but you're not. You're alive. You cling to that thought. The certainty of your survival seems to awaken something primal within you, something stronger than any monster. And you run. You run like you've never run before. CSI, Northern Canada. Robert, Chapter 2. A few hours earlier. Rob? Are you listening? Yes. Abel furrows her brow. You know it's not easy to fool her. Doesn't surprise you in the slightest when she starts from the beginning. There's an interesting group for today's excursion. 2 college students, a documentary filmmaker, and a traveling painter. If we made them walk into the bar, it would be like one of those jokes, right? Abigail sighs out with resignation. In all the years she's known you, she's heard you laugh very few times. Ethan and Leo, 2 students from BAU. You already know how college students are. They seem conspiracies where there's nothing but government neglect and clumsiness in the management. Hannah, a documentary filmmaker for TV, fights a character. She wants to throw herself into one of those rapids and film it with the camera on her helmet. She wants to what? Job will do you good, Rob. An awkward silence filled the space, and Abigail tries to smile. Make sure she gets to the cabin. What she doesn't after that is her own business. You know, Abigail wants to help. Doing things discouraging will keep you occupied. The truth is different. Johan, he's here in Alaska to paint landscapes. Can you believe he's only 3 years older than us? Nice group, huh? What if we tell him it's canceled? Abigail starts gesturing. You hear the same old arguments. It's not worth clarifying that it was a joke. Abigail enjoys playing her part. I'm gonna get ready. You haven't been sleeping well for several nights, and it's not just your father's death. There's an anxiety you struggle to put into words. Look at me. Who the hell are you? For a moment you think the image is about to answer you. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise you if it did. There's a whole part of you don't know anything about. The Grizzly Man. Why aren't you saying anything? Are you waiting for me to speak first? Is everyone here? You hear a timid murmur. Ask again, raising your voice. Are we all here? Anna, the documentary filmmaker, Alhan, the painter, and Liam Ethan answer with a little more enthusiasm. That's what I'd like to hear. Now listen up. Split in 2 parts. Today's part is a little easier, but not by much. Do you all have water? Good. I'm sure you don't need to remind you that Alaska's full of dangers. Cougars, rocky terrain, and of course grizzly bears. I'm asking that we all stay cautious and pay attention every step and stick together. Spend the first night in tents at the first shelter. The second night we'll sleep in the cabin. We'll wake up, have breakfast, and after breakfast you'll be free to do as you please. For anyone who wants to keep exploring, remember that's your own risk. I'll take the truck back here. Anyone who wants to join me, the return trip is on us. But keep in mind these hikes are only possible with everyone's help. I'm sure you have questions, but there'll be time enough to answer them on the way. You smile, but your smile is just a specific configuration of the muscle around your mouth. Now you talked about the dangers of the excursion. You choose to leave out the recent disappearances. Some rumors you've heard in town. The Grizzly Man. Whistleblower. Everyone's each other's sheets back then, sometimes even literally. The CIA owns a lot to us, to the U.S. Army. How much do you know about Dr. Morales? It's always the same with informants. It's like they're doing a cannonball into a pool. When you hit the water, your body pushes it out, creating a void. And informants' words are like the water, rushing to fill that void and splashing everywhere. Morales is a Spanish scientist. Discipline of Dr. Delgado. Morales ran one of MK Ultra's sub-programs. He wasn't so interested in LSD or sleep deprivation. He was specialized in brain microcontrollers, just like his mentor. But Morales' experiments were far more ambitious. The Army sent soldiers to Morales. Soldiers reported as missing in action, MIA as they called it, and Morales would crack their heads open in the operating room to implant his microcontrollers. They haven't said a single word since the interview began. They always found it funny that they call you the interview at the agency. Questions aren't your sharpest weapon. It's the silence. Got a bit of mystery here. I wouldn't mind a little bit more like gameplay, but like it's a pretty decent, visual novel in some sense. Robert? Wait a second. You slow your pace. Not to notice Johan's impatient gesture. Johan doesn't seem to tolerate documentary filmmaker too much. You know Johan is a painter, and you wonder if it's a matter of chemistry. Or if it has to do with Hannah's need to mediate every experience through the lens of her camera. That's it. What do you think? It's ingenious. Does it actually work? Hannah smiles. The design is mine and friends. We made maximize the space. I don't know if you've seen their helmets. They're usually bulkier. Can you imagine if we were a helmet like that at one of the uni parties? Leah bursts out laughing. Punches Ethan in the shoulder. Watch where you step. I want to show you something good. How many times have you made the same journey? Have you witnessed other migrations in that time you don't remember? You notice the sky suddenly darkens, think of Jamie, your father. If Jamie were here, he reminds you of the pathetic fallacy. That literally every device, the weather seems to react to reflections of what happened inside the character. Jamie always talked about his books. What else could a widowed man over 65 do in Alaska besides read and drink? Shake your head to push away certain images. Think if there's any other truth to damp that pathetic fallacy. Clouds should clear with a gesture. Look down there. Anna, Johan, Ethan, and Leah approach Cliff's edge. They spot 4 grizzly bears waiting in the river. The salmon migration is a key event for grizzlies. They need plenty of fat to hibernate. Survive the winter. Salmon is a rich source of energy, a high-fat food, especially the females who carry the eggs. The river's position is crucial. The strongest males claim the best locations. But the salmon are easiest to catch. Then younger bears or females with cubs are pushed to less favorable areas. It's a constant battle to secure a top spot. A roar shakes the Alaskan sky. Anyone could mistake it for thunder from the approaching storm. The earth-shattering sound comes from one of the oldest bears in the area. Preparing to pend its spot in the river. Ugh. Fight lasts only a few seconds, but that doesn't make it any less brutal. Ghost Bear retreats defeated. What happens next? You know, most of them manage to adapt and find a new spot to fish. What about the few that don't make it? What other choice do they have? You know that when bears fight, they exert so much force, they end up shooting themselves. Johan bursts into laughter when Leo, Hannah, Johnny, and barely able to hold it together. Even though Ethan admits it was a good one, he's still surprised by the group's reaction. Could there be more to that laughter than just a reaction to a well-timed comment? Unaware of what's happening with the group, you can't help but wonder whose glasses you found earlier among the river stones they belong to. Chill run down your spine. Will you ever know what attacked you in the woods all those years ago? No matter how hard you try, you have no memory before Jamie found you. Robert, are you okay? Force a smile. Come on. We're close to the shelter. I think the low fidelity works really well for a horror story. Like, your brain has to fill in a lot of the gaps and a lot of the details, and that's what makes horror really good. There's a decent mystery, not a lot of gameplay. I do like it though. Grizzly Man. Cheers. Also, the Rockman game doesn't work. Cheers.